Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting review of Midwest Tokusatsu's Toku Toy Time. I am Brock, and today we are taking a look at the TFC Toys Hercules Dr. Crank MD. Dr. Crank is of course an homage to Hook, and as you can see right here, some lovely artwork. Really dig that, looks great. Come to the side, you can see some more lovely things. Come to the back. Head mode. Vehicle mode. Robot mode. That side, more lovely artwork. Top. Bottom. That's it. It's a box. Away! And let's take a look at the actual toy. Here he is, Hook. And we will adjust the camera down because, you know, the only way to see the whole box is if I adjust it up a little. There you go. Here he is, looking all hookish, with hook-like things. Dr. Crank, MD, and here's his card. Third-party collector's card, got some stats on the back. It'll go right back in the box, but nice that they include something. And then, he does of course come with weapons. Here's his purple one. Nice detail on it. And a clear red one. Again, I don't know why they're doing the clear reds. I don't understand. But they did it. So, weapons aside, let's take a look at him. Well, first, let's just show that there are several different areas that you could store these. I mean, it's complete. I mean, you could do, you could do that. You could do that. It's all up to you where you want to put them. Plenty of spots, but... Here he is, Dr. Crank, MD. I think every time I say his name I have to say MD because it's just hilarious that he's a doctor. A doctor of what? I don't know. Maybe pain, maybe destruction. Maybe saving the planet. I mean, it is Earth Week after all. So, very nice. I really dig it. As you can see, he's got plenty of wheels going on. 8 in total, 4 each side. Nice, lovely detail painted in. Cab section looks really good. Glad that they have this sitting on here. I really like that little caution area. You got a upper cab section in here for when he operates the crane. Driving section up here. Very nice. Dig it a lot. Now, come to the bottom. You can kind of see everything, but that's just the nature of the beast. He does roll. Rolls very nicely. But the best thing to this figure is, of course, that he has an operatable crane. And you can lift it all the way up if you would like. You can also, take that off first. You fold these back. And I'll put this back on. And this allows you to better maneuver and operate the crane itself. Now, you do have this section here that can store up here at the front. But what that's for, and what I have done, this is not how it comes in the packaging. What I have done is I have taken some thread and actually rigged this so that it works. So that you can lift the whole thing up. We're going to take it all the way out. There you go. And then we'll slide them back, and we will pull the camera back a little bit so you can see. He has a very long boom. It comes out a long way. And it actually can hold weight pretty well. So what you do with the back here, and you can see, this has a square hole right here that goes right onto the peg. And when it's on, it can slide in. And that locks it by sliding in. When you pull it out, you can then, here, hold it. We'll get it to stop moving for a second. Turn the wheel and, look at that. It's moving. It's moving slowly out of frame because, well, it does take a while, but you get my point. And it can hold a lot of weight. Now, how best to demonstrate the weight for you? Here we go, Masterpiece Bumblebee. Masterpiece Bumblebee is just going to hang here by his bumper. Do not try this at home, ladies and gentlemen. Well, try it at home maybe. Oh, let's try getting his... There he... Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now we're going to come back here and we're going to turn that crank. Because Dr. Crank is cranky and he doesn't like Bumblebee. Look at that. He is fully off the ground, being held purely... Well, all right. Dr. Crank doesn't have a lot of weight in the back to hold it, but with my hand on the back, that is being completely suspended just by the rigging that I have attached. And it doesn't take long. There's plenty of different tutorials that you can find online to add it, but I think that's just great. I think having a fully operating crane with boom is amazing. So, had to demonstrate that for you. If you get this figure, highly recommend doing this. It's so fun to be able to do things like that. Now we will just shrink this all back up, which will take a minute, and I apologize for that. But all right, we're back. We're back. We're back, and it's all bunched back up again. So, had to demonstrate that. Think it's super cool that you're able to do things like that. Now, for comparison, here he is with Structor. Here he is with Heavy Labor and Excraver. And if we position them all just right, there they are, all in a line. Whee! Looking good. Again, these guys just really work well as a construction crew. I mean, you could just get them in any sort of like general building type pose and they'd look great together. So, really dig it. Really, really, really dig it. So, off to the side with these guys. And now, let us get on to combination mode for this guy. So, first thing you're going to do for Dr. Crank, MD, is take off his boom and put that off to the side. We don't need that for a second. Now, this is kind of the weird part. They give you a lot of extra combination ports for no reason. So you have to kind of just open the ones you need. So first you're going to take this one on the non-red side with the hinge. You're going to take that and you're going to fold this one down. Now it's kind of easier if you lift that wheel up out of the way. You can get your thumb in there and pull it down. You want to do the same to this one over here and ignore that one. Now, you want to take it and break it in the middle and fold it in on itself, just like that. Then what you want to do is you want to come to this side and pull out this peg. You will obey me. There it is. And to this side and pull out this one. There you go. Those pegs out. Now come to the top. You want to take this and fold it over. And I just want to say, there's a lot of detail that gets covered up on this back portion where the boom actually sits. And they didn't have to paint any of this in, but they did. And I love it. So that aside, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the head and you're going to rotate it back. You're going to fold it up, and then there is a tab here and a slot up there on the head. And you're just going to push those together. And all this is doing is just keeping the two pieces together, and then you flip the head up. And there you go. One very nice Devastator head. Now, you do take the boom and you put that, first off, you need to take this section and rotate it so the peg is facing off to the side. Then you just set that back in, and this is where you kind of want to take this thing that I was telling about, the handle. Just take that off, put it at the back of the boom so it's out of his head, right here. And there you go. One head. One good-looking head. Now, his head motion is pretty good. You can look all the way up. You can look to the side. You can look to the other side and into the boom. But it's pretty good. And insane light piping. insane amounts of light piping. It's just glorious. Now, I'm going to take the boom off for a second just so I can show you this a little bit better. You do have this small piece that comes off, and it is a visor. And this gives him that more G1 accurate look. I prefer it, but it is very flimsy, so be very careful with it. And you can see there he is without more focus on just the eyes. And this just slides right over and clips it in. And then that gives him that more G1 accurate look. So, does have a problem staying down on that little tab, but it's okay. So, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Now, you take this, we're going to put it back to its vehicle mode to do the transformation. Just fold in all these combination ports, and there you go. So we're going to start from here without the boom mic on. That just makes life much easier for everyone. So we're going to start with, where do we want to start? We want to start with the legs. Yeah, we're going to start with the legs. So what you want to do there is you're just going to come to the top, and you're just going to break it apart, and you're going to start folding the legs down. So fold them out. Now, what's going to happen is, you're not going to be able to fold them down the knees. So what you do is you take your thumb and you push up on these, and that creates the knee joint. And I really love the motion of that, where it's just folding up and creating this cool little knee pad. So now you got all that room. Then you just want to come and, much like with Scrapper, or I should say Structor, you get these feet pads that just come out for heels to hold them up. And then you just want to separate the legs. And there you go. You got some legs. Now at the top, this gets a little tricky. You want to take the arms, you want to pull them off this center stack. Now unfold the arms, bring them down, and you need to rotate very quickly. You don't want to bring them down too far, because otherwise you won't be able to rotate it. Rotate, rotate, there's your arm. And you take this wheel and you can either leave it to the front or bring it to the side. I kind of lean towards having it to the front because it doesn't limit articulation, but should have it to the side, but I keep it at the front. Again, bring it down ever so slightly to turn it immediately and pull it down, just like that. So we'll do the proper way first, just show you that. And then take the head and just rotate it around, just like that. Now, you want to take these wheels at the sides, forgot to show you that, and just bring them to the back. And that cleans up his abs just a little bit. Now for the boom, you want to come and you want to take this and you want to spin it back to where it was, facing forward. And you can just attach it to his back, and then that acts kind of as a stand. And that's your General Dr. Crank, MD. And I gotta say, he's a nice figure. So, taking a look at the head sculpt, kind of different from the last few. You get a nice face in there instead of like a little grill. Again, insanely good light piping. Really dig that. Nice detailing here on the chest. Legs, again, I love this motion. Absolutely love it. There's just a lot of detail in here. Lots of detail. Now, for articulation, you've got a head that swivels side to side. Can't look up. That's okay. Now for the arms, you can lift them at this joint in the shoulder if you want to get them up. You can bring the wheels forward, which I don't think looks bad, and then you get some extra arm motion without having to bend the shoulder. I think that looks good. That's just me. But that's how it should be. I'm going to leave it like this. Arms do rotate at the bicep, or yeah, bicep swivel. You do get an arm that bends fully all the way up. No rotation at the wrist. No wrist rotation to speak of at all. You don't get any waist rotation just from the nature of the figure. You do get legs that come all the way forward. They can't go back. They do go out breaking him at his combination joint. They do go out yay far. You do get full knee bend, so that's at least nice. And then you do have a rotation at the knee. Now, the other thing you can do with this guy is you can take this off, and they have small little posts or ports right here. And you can just take it, and you can, this is where that wheel's got to be off to the side though, take it and plug it in, just like that, and now Dr. Crank MD can bring the pain. He's gonna smash you in the face with his giant boom. 'Cause boom. And I gotta say, I like this. It's a little hard to pose him because now he's just really front heavy, and there you go. There's a pose with it. But I gotta say, I love that you can do that with him. I think that's really good, and you can imagine this thing just smashing out into the face of an enemy. Looks really nice. Really dig that a lot. So we're just gonna leave him like that for a second and do our comparison shots. Why not? So here he is. Here he is with his boss Structor, and with Heavy Labor, and with Exgraver. And now we gotta pull out a little bit so you can see them all. There you go. There's your team so far. The not Constructicons that will not make Devastator. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Gotta say, love the look. They just work so well together, and they have such good G1 cues. So, away with you to the side. We do not need you. We must look at Dr. Crank MD. So, Dr. Crank MD, we'll give him one of his guns here. What do I think of this figure? I think, thank you TFC Toys for thinking there would be some nerd who would really appreciate having a functioning boom. Love this. I love that you can just take a little bit of string and make an actual working boom that can hold weight. The engineering, they didn't have to do that, but they did it, and I love it. I think that having that as a gimmick is great. I think robot mode looks good despite having a little bit of shoulder issues and the leg issues. Posability-wise, it's great. I dig the name. I think Dr. Crank is just hilarious because what's he a doctor of? But I still think that if you're going to just get one, I'm going to say it, if you're going to just get one, stick with getting Structor. I think he's still a better figure overall, and you don't have to worry so much about anything. I mean, there are some points on here that could break in the future if you're not careful, and you know, having the head is okay, but I mean, it's a foot. Who doesn't want a foot? Plus, he's the leader. Overall, though, very good figure. Obviously, if you're going to get it for Hercules, you're going to get them all, and I think well worth every bit of money that you're going to pay for it. So I think that about wraps it up for this review. If you like what you saw and you want more, please click that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, and favorite the video. And if you want to see a specific review, comment below. I'll have links for where you can purchase this item, as well as where you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, all in the description. Once again, this has been Brock of Midwest Tokusatsu and Toku Toy Time, and we are out. Boom! Dr. Crank, MD.
Next time on Toku Toy Time.
And now, a message from the Power Rangers.
Hey, nice contribution to the environment.
Who are you, the litter police?
What kind of world would this be if everyone had your attitude?
Looks like everybody already does.
That doesn't mean you have to add to the problem.
What difference does it make?
A single person can make all the difference.
How?
Find something you care about and take action.
There are a lot of different groups where people work together and solve the big problems.
All right. How do you solve the problem of war?
Well, you don't, but you can start by communicating with your friends and avoiding fights.
What about discrimination?
Well, you can start by treating everyone equally.
What about the environment? The world is so big.
Well, you can help in your own neighborhood. You can volunteer at school. You can recycle. You can also learn how to become a better shot. And we can start by cleaning up our local pollution.
Our local way?
This place is a total mess.
What you do matters. Each of us can make a difference. Do something positive.